In the deep darkness of cosmic space, humans and extraterrestrials stood on the brink of an inevitable confrontation. After decades of tensions and conflicts, peace seemed like a distant dream. Humanity was preparing its fleet of spacecraft for the largest battle in its history, aware that their future depended on the outcome of this conflict. As the human arsenal ship, named Phoenix, prepared to embark on its mission, its captain, Sarah Reynolds, inspected her crew. They all felt the weight of responsibility on their shoulders, but also the determination to do whatever it took to ensure the survival of their species. Meanwhile, in the center of a distant galaxy, the Intergalactic Council of Extraterrestrials had gathered to discuss their strategy against humans. Their fleets of spacecraft were preparing for battle, and their leaders were devising plans to destroy their ancient enemy. However, amidst this atmosphere charged with tension, there was a glimmer of hope. A group of humans and extraterrestrials, believing that peace was possible, worked in secret to find a solution that would bring reconciliation between the two races. In hidden laboratories and on the decks of their ships, humans and extraterrestrials collaborated on developing a revolutionary technology, an interstellar communication device that would facilitate understanding and cooperation between species. Slowly but surely, these brave peace pioneers worked to change the course of history. As the battle drew nearer with each passing day, tensions reached a boiling point. But on a starry night, as fleets of ships prepared to clash in a devastating conflict, an unexpected signal traversed the cosmic space. It was the signal of the new communication device, sent by those who still believed in the power of peace. Initially, reactions were skeptical and filled with suspicion. But as humans and extraterrestrials began to communicate and understand each other's perspectives and desires, minds opened and hearts reconciled. Instead of colliding in a destructive war, the two races found common ground and began to collaborate for a shared future in peace. Though many had thought the end was near, humanity changed everything. Through their courage and determination to seek peace despite all odds, humans proved that there is always hope, and that change can come even in the darkest of times. As the arsenal ship Phoenix headed towards the demarcation line, it was not to fight, but to negotiate a peace treaty between the two races. As they approached the rendezvous point, a bright light appeared in the midst of the cosmic darkness, signaling the beginning of a new era of cooperation and understanding in the vast universe. Once the peace treaty was signed between humans and extraterrestrials, the beginning of a new era was marked by the exchange of technology and knowledge between the two races. Laboratories were opened for collaboration, and researchers worked together to solve common challenges of the universe. On Earth, humans gazed at the starry sky with newfound confidence and curiosity, knowing that they were now part of a larger intergalactic community. With access to extraterrestrial technologies, space exploration became easier and full of possibilities. Human and extraterrestrial spacecraft embarked on joint journeys to distant stars and unknown galaxies, discovering new worlds and incredible forms of life. Together, they explored and learned, building bonds that would last for generations. However, even amidst this era of peace and prosperity, threats still existed. In the depths of space, there were malevolent forces that looked jealously upon the new spirit of cooperation and harmony. As humanity and extraterrestrials joined forces to build a better future, a group of malicious rebels attempted to undermine the fragile peace and trust between the two races. These rebels, known as the cosmic anarchists, began committing acts of terror and destruction, trying to reignite the flame of conflict. To confront this new threat, humans and extraterrestrials had to join forces once again. Together, they formed a special intervention unit to fight against the rebels and protect the fragile peace of the universe. In the midst of the battle against the cosmic anarchists, the alliance between humans and extraterrestrials became stronger than ever. Through solidarity and determination, they managed to crush the rebels and restore order and peace in the cosmos. But even after the defeat of the cosmic anarchists, challenges did not end. Humans and extraterrestrials had to continue working together to solve the common problems of the universe, such as climate change, resource depletion, and threats from outside the galaxy. As they faced these challenges, the alliance between humans and extraterrestrials became an example of cooperation and understanding for all races in the universe. With each obstacle overcome together, the bonds between the two races grew stronger, and the hope for a bright future full of peace continued to shine in the hearts of all inhabitants of the universe. As humanity and extraterrestrials continued to explore and colonize cosmic space, they discovered that the universe was full of new threats and challenges. Some of these threats originated from the deep depths of the cosmos, while others were generated by the interactions between different races. One of the new threats they faced were extragalactic entities, with unknown technologies and intentions, penetrating their galaxy in search of resources and domination. Faced with this new threat, humanity and extraterrestrials had to join forces again to protect their world and their peoples. At the same time, internal conflicts and tensions between different races and factions led to new threats of destabilization and conflict. Radical and extremist groups, both human and extraterrestrial, tried to exploit these tensions to promote their own interests and ideologies, endangering the peace and stability of the universe. As tensions escalated, diplomatic contacts and peace talks were suspended, and both sides prepared for confrontation. Faced with the imminent threat of interstellar war, humanity and extraterrestrials mobilized resources and gathered fleets of spacecraft in a state of maximum alert. When the first attack came, humanity and extraterrestrials were surprised by the intensity and ferocity of the extraterrestrial aggression. The battle that ensued was fierce and destructive, with spacecraft colliding and fighting for supremacy in cosmic space. While war raged, a small group of leaders from both sides attempted to mediate and negotiate a ceasefire. Although resistance was strong from extremists on both sides, there were also voices that wanted to find a peaceful solution to the conflict. Amidst the chaos and destruction, hope for peace remained alive for some. Humans and extraterrestrials who still believed in the power of dialogue and reconciliation worked together to persuade others to abandon violence and seek a peaceful solution to the conflict. Although the road to peace was fraught with obstacles and difficulties, the efforts of those who believed in dialogue and reconciliation began to bear fruit. Gradually, the voices for peace grew stronger, and the idea of a peaceful solution to the conflict began to gain ground on both sides. Ultimately, through prolonged efforts and difficult negotiations, a fragile ceasefire was obtained between humans and extraterrestrials. Even in the midst of pain and destruction, hope for a future in which the two races could live in peace and harmony found its way into the hearts and minds of all. Once the ceasefire was achieved, both humans and extraterrestrials faced the daunting task of rebuilding trust and finding a path forward towards lasting peace. While some were eager to put the conflict behind them and move towards reconciliation, others harbored deep-seated resentments and suspicions that threatened to undermine any progress made. Efforts were made to establish dialogue and cooperation between the two sides, with diplomats and ambassadors working tirelessly to bridge the divide and foster mutual understanding. Cultural exchanges, joint projects, and collaborative initiatives were launched in an attempt to build bridges and heal the wounds of war. However, old wounds die hard, and the scars of the conflict continued to linger, casting a shadow over the fragile peace. Extremist elements on both sides sought to exploit the lingering tensions for their own gain, perpetuating a cycle of violence and mistrust that threatened to derail any hopes for a lasting resolution. In the face of these challenges, a new generation of leaders emerged, committed to breaking the cycle of violence and forging a path towards reconciliation. Through their courage and determination, they sought to build a future where humans and extraterrestrials could coexist in harmony and mutual respect. But the road to peace was long and fraught with obstacles. Deep-seated prejudices and mistrust continued to divide the two races, making it difficult to find common ground and forge lasting bonds of friendship. Yet amidst the challenges and setbacks, glimmers of hope began to emerge. Small acts of kindness and gestures of goodwill served as reminders of the humanity that existed on both sides, offering a glimpse of the potential for a brighter future. As they continued to navigate the rocky road towards peace, humans and extraterrestrials remained steadfast in their commitment to building a better world for future generations. Though the journey was far from easy, they knew that the rewards of peace and understanding were worth the struggle. As humanity and extraterrestrials journeyed through the cosmos, they encountered new allies and adversaries, each presenting unique challenges to their quest for peace and prosperity. While some races welcomed cooperation and friendship, others harbored deep-seated animosities and sought to undermine the fragile alliances forged between humans and extraterrestrials. One such adversary was a powerful alien empire whose expansionist ambitions threatened to engulf the galaxy in a new era of conflict and strife. Faced with this formidable foe, humans and extraterrestrials were forced to set aside their differences and unite against a common threat. The ensuing battle was fierce and unforgiving, stretching across the vast reaches of space as fleets of spacecraft clashed in epic confrontations. But despite the odds stacked against them, humanity and its alien allies stood firm, drawing strength from their shared commitment to freedom and justice. As the conflict raged on, new alliances were formed and old rivalries were set aside in the face of a common enemy. Together, humans and extraterrestrials fought side by side, their bravery and determination inspiring hope in the hearts of all who witnessed their courage. But victory did not come without sacrifice, and the toll of war was heavy on both sides. Yet even in the darkest hours, humanity and its alien allies refused to waver, knowing that their fight was not just for themselves, but for the future of all sentient beings in the galaxy. In the end, it was not just their weapons or their technology that won the day, but their indomitable spirit and unwavering belief in the power of unity. Through their courage and sacrifice, humanity and extraterrestrials emerged victorious, paving the way for a new era of peace and cooperation in the cosmos. As their explorations continued, humans and extraterrestrials discovered that the universe was much vaster and more wondrous than they could have ever imagined. With each new discovery and each new encounter with other forms of intelligent life, their understanding of their place in the cosmos grew and evolved. As they journeyed through the galaxy, they encountered civilizations that surpassed them technologically and spiritually, enriching their knowledge and experiences in unexpected ways. They now understood that peace and understanding were fundamental to their common prosperity and happiness. However, the threats and dangers did not completely disappear. In the dark depths of the cosmos, malevolent and mysterious forces still awaited to be discovered and defeated. Despite these challenges, humans and extraterrestrials learned to work together and support each other in the face of any threat. And so, after thousands of years of adventure and discovery, humanity and extraterrestrials came to an inevitable conclusion: that true power lay not in weapons or technology, but in their unity and solidarity. Through collaboration and mutual understanding, they managed to overcome all obstacles and build a future where peace and harmony reigned throughout the universe. And thus the light of hope finally shone across the cosmos, signaling the beginning of a new era of peace and prosperity for all intelligent beings. Humans and extraterrestrials looked towards the future with optimism and confidence, knowing that together they could face any challenge and that their adventure would never end. As the stars shimmered in the night sky, they knew that many more adventures and discoveries awaited them in the vast and endless cosmos. As humanity and extraterrestrials expanded their influence and explorations into the cosmos, their discoveries became increasingly remarkable and profound. New technologies and knowledge were brought to light every day, opening up new horizons and doors to unexplored worlds. In their interstellar journeys, humans and extraterrestrials encountered advanced civilizations and incredible forms of life. Some of these civilizations were willing to share their knowledge and establish friendships and trade, while others were more hesitant and even hostile. As relationships between different races and civilizations evolved, some regions of the galaxy became hotbeds of conflict and instability. Extremist groups and radical factions sought to impose their will through force and violence, endangering the peace and harmony that humans and extraterrestrials sought to cultivate. In the midst of these challenges and dangers, humans and extraterrestrials had to rely on each other more than ever. Alliances were strengthened, and joint efforts were undertaken to counter threats and promote peace and understanding throughout the universe. As their explorations continued, they discovered astonishing cosmic phenomena and ancient wisdom waiting to be uncovered and understood. From black holes to vanished ancient civilizations, each new discovery brought with it limitless questions and possibilities for humanity and all intelligent beings in the galaxy. With each step they took in this vast and mysterious universe, humans and extraterrestrials expanded their perspectives and understanding of their place in the cosmos. As the bright rays of stars shone in the night sky, they knew that their adventure had no end and that many secrets and discoveries still awaited them to reveal. However, the threats and dangers did not completely disappear. In the dark depths of the cosmos, malevolent and mysterious forces still awaited to be discovered and defeated. Despite these challenges, humans and extraterrestrials learned to work together and support each other in the face of any threat. And so, after thousands of years of adventure and discovery, humanity and extraterrestrials came to an inevitable conclusion that true power lay not in weapons or technology, but in their unity and solidarity. Through collaboration and mutual understanding, they managed to overcome all obstacles and build a future where peace and harmony reign throughout the universe. And thus, the light of hope finally shone across the cosmos, signaling the beginning of a new era of peace and prosperity for all intelligent beings. Humans and extraterrestrials looked towards the future with optimism and confidence, knowing that together they could face any challenge and that their adventure would never end. As the stars shimmered in the night sky, they knew that many more adventures and discoveries awaited them in the vast and endless cosmos.